So we three are Power of Two, and we'd like to present a little game, an app. A lot of these solutions often focus on changing a problem after it occurs, and we see an opportunity to change it or prevent it before it starts. And you all probably know that when you have a problem, say you need to exercise, and you start exercising and you feel well, you start thinking, oh, I wish I've done this 15 years ago. And that's more often than not a problem with discipline and structure. And more often than not, parents tend to use agreements to modify behaviors in children. More often than not, they're even imposed on the children, like you have to brush your teeth or else you'll be punished. You won't have candy, whatever it may be. Our solution is this game, Happy Chores. We believe in using games and gamification to entice children to understand the feedback loops. When you play a game, you get instant gratification. You build up an experience, and the chores in and of itself become more positive. They get into a positive light. And games often need goals. What we suggest here is the child and the parent agrees on a prize, say candy. And if the child finishes a chore, say brushing teeth, ironically enough, it gives the device to the parent, who then inputs a password to verify the process, a predefined password. When the child has completed enough tasks, they get the prize. The prize is agreed upon beforehand, of course, which means the parents can't change their minds. They have a social contract, so to speak. I did what you asked me, now you do what I asked you to do. And we believe that these mini games hopefully gives a feedback loop, often enough positive, and ensures discipline and structure for the future, so the child learns that fun is doing work, and work can be fun. And hopefully we'll expand upon this with several mini games that helps with calculation, multiplying numbers, or learning the alphabet or memory to ensure discipline and cognitive abilities. So this is Happy Chores. Thank you.
Can you imagine how funk it is to be hungover and look at all these things flying around on the screen? No, but on a more serious note, I think that what you're into is something very powerful. There are examples of teachers that have changed. There's a school in the US that changed the name of grades to experience points. And then they created ways for a student to be a 6th level mathematician, even though they were in 3rd grade. And they raised the level of the school dramatically just by allowing people to play and to understand with their own mind why it's cool to be good in math. So I think that's very powerful. There is a risk that it becomes a little bit too complicated, and that's my question. Go up and brush your teeth now. No, I don't want to log in. Or, is it actually going to work in an everyday scenario, or is it going to be like sitting down and playing a board game? Is it going to be integrated in the child's everyday doings of things?
Given that the aim of the game is to get a prize that the child beforehand agrees with the parent to get, say candy or a game or whatever, we see it as an endorsement to actually do that activity. So instead of getting, say, something in World of Warcraft, which you more often than not repeat a mechanical action, you here have an association with brushing teeth to getting that actual prize. So that's hopefully motivation enough to get them to do stuff. And given that the parent is forced to give them that result, it encourages the parent to hopefully let the child use the game and do it by itself. Further, I think that that the positive feedback loop encourages the child to actively seek out the parent and to verify the completion of the tasks and chores.
I just have a comment. I think this is a great idea, and I think that you can adapt it to a lot of different situations. I myself, I'm a parent of 3 teenage boys, aged 15, 18, and 20. And I see immediate possibilities here, suggesting that when you have done your homework, then you can, as a prize, get the password for the router. So unless you have done your chores, you're not going to get it.
Exactly.
So I think it's great.
And if I may comment, the parent doesn't punish the child. Instead, the child hasn't completed the task at hand, so the parent doesn't become the bad guy. Hopefully. He could be the bad guy for other reasons.
I would just add perhaps a somewhat cynical comment that this thing may make absolutely no difference to actual accomplishment of chores, but there are so many controlling, paranoid parents around that you might have a great business success anyway.
Is taking this thought further, McGonagall, who's sort of the one of the thought leaders in gamification and sort of the impact of games, her master plan is to create a game where we all help making the planet better, and we would all have visible scores for how much we've contributed, and that this status could be more important than money or power or other things, because you're somebody that's got 64,000 make the world better points, and that would be sort of a social currency. And I think if you can also build this into something that the kids can actually compare with each other or challenge each other or see how much better you are at certain things, I think that can also be a strong point to add.
And I like your conversation starter by calling yourself Power of 2 and being 3. Thank you.
Thank you.